You have a better map of the surface of the moon than you do of the floor of your own planet. Think about that for a second. Rockets have photographed every crater up there in crisp detail. Down here, in the deepest trench on Earth, most of it has never been seen by a single human eye. But the real answer for why is far stranger than it's just really deep. Nearly 7 miles beneath the Pacific, there's a crescent-shaped scar in the seafloor called the Mariana Trench. At its deepest point, Challengerdeep, the water presses down with a force of about 8 tons per square inch. That's roughly 1,000 times the pressure sitting on you right now. Your body would be crushed instantly, so would almost anything built to survive it. In 1875, sailors aboard the British ship HMS Challenger dropped a weighted rope over the side for a routine depth reading. It kept falling and falling. Nearly 27,000 feet later, it finally hit something. Nobody on that ship understood what they just found. It would take another 85 years before a human being actually went down to look. That happened in 1960, when Navy Lieutenant Donwalsh and oceanographer Jacques Piccard folded themselves into a steel sphere called the Trieste and began a 5-hour descent into total darkness. Walsh later said bioluminescence was rampant down there, glowing life drifting past the porthole in a place that seemed like it should hold nothing at all. Then they came back up, and for 52 years, no one went back. Here's the part that should stop you cold. More people have walked on the surface of the moon than have ever reached the bottom of the Mariana Trench. 12 astronauts made it to the lunar surface. Fewer than 30 people, total, have ever touched down at Challengerdeep. Filmmaker Jamescameron did it alone in 2012, spending 3 hours filming a world almost nobody had witnessed. Deepsea explorer Victorvescovo has made the trip more times than anyone else, and even he has said there are stretches of that trench floor where no light, human or otherwise, has ever landed. So why haven't we just gone back with better equipment and finished the job? Oceanographer Don Walsh, one of the only 2 people to make that original 1960 dive, said it plainly. Humanity has only adequately studied about 8% of the world's oceans, not 8% of the trench, 8% of everything below the surface, everywhere, on the entire planet. The reason isn't mystery for mystery's sake. It's money. Researchers who study these depths have pointed out that funding chases resources, oil fields, mineral deposits, hydrothermal vents teeming with strange chemistry. The Hadalzone, the deepest layer of ocean named after the Greek underworld, has none of that. There's nothing down there to extract, so there's little reason for anyone to pay for the trip. And yet, somehow, something is living there anyway. Biologist Mackenzie Geringer has spent years studying a fish called the Hadalsnailfish, the deepest dwelling vertebrate ever discovered. It has no pigment in its skin. Its bones are thin and barely finished forming. Its skull isn't even fully closed. Researcher Alan Jameson has documented how these creatures survive crush-depth pressure using a molecule called Tmao, which stabilizes their proteins so they don't simply fold apart under the weight of the ocean above them. Millions of years of evolution built something that thrives in a place built to destroy everything else. Isn't that stranger than anything you'd expect to find in outer space? It gets darker in more ways than one. When Vescovo's team explored the trench in 2022, alongside geologist Don Wright, they found something that had beaten them there, a beer bottle resting on the seafloor at the bottom of the planet. Elsewhere in the trench, researchers have photographed a plastic bag drifting at nearly 11,000 meters down and found deep-sea amphipods with microplastics already inside their bodies. Your trash reached the most remote place on Earth before your curiosity did. So the trench isn't unexplored because it's empty. It's unexplored because reaching it is brutally expensive, genuinely dangerous, and offers no payoff except knowledge. That used to be enough to fund exploration. Now it rarely is. A global effort called Seabed 2030 is trying to map the rest of the ocean floor by the end of the decade, and so far it's only filled in about 1/5 of it. The other 4/5 sit exactly where they've always been, unseen, unmeasured, waiting. Somewhere down there right now, in complete blackness, under pressure that would flatten a submarine, something is alive. It has never seen light. It has never seen you. And it doesn't know, and will never know, that an entire species up on the surface built rockets to leave the planet before it bothered to look at what was underneath it the whole time.